Hello, this lesson is on powers of monomials, and the objective is to simplify powers of monomials. So for example, what is 4x cubed, all quantity, squared? Now this I know that is equal to 4x cubed times 4x cubed. But by the product rule, I know that this is 4 times 4 and x to the power 3 plus 3. I gotta add the exponents. So in other words, this is 4 squared x to the 6th power. But 4x squared and x to the 6th power I can write as 3 times 2. So as you can see, this is the product of the exponents. So step number 1, we raise the coefficient to the outer exponent. And step number 2, we use the power rule to simplify the exponents. So what is the power rule? The power rule says that if I have x to the a power all raised to the b power is equal to the x to the a times b. So we do the product of the powers. So let's take a look at example number 1. So we got to use the power rule to simplify the following monomials. So x squared, all quantity raised to the 5th power. This is equal to x. And we do the product of the powers, x to the 2 times 5, and this is equal to x to the 10th power. So for number 2, you should try it on your own. See what you get. Number 3, I have negative 4 parentheses m n to the 4th power close parentheses all quantity raised to the 3rd power. So the quantity in parentheses is raised to the 3rd power. Now negative 4 is outside of parentheses, so that exponent does not apply to negative 4, so it stays the same. So then I have m to the 1 times 3 and n to the 4 times 3. So this is equal to negative 4 m to the 3rd power n to the 12th power. Number 4, try it by yourself. And if you have any questions on any of the problems that you should try by yourself, please leave a comment below. For number 5, we have negative 3x squared, all quantity raised to the 3rd power. So in other words, this is negative 3, and I'm going to put this in parentheses because it's negative, raised to the 3rd power. And then I have what? X to the power 2 times 3. So negative 3 to the 3rd power is negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3, which is equal to negative 27, and x to the 6th power. Now for number 6, we have a fraction. That is the kryptonite of every student. So we have 1 over 2 a cubed b to the 4th power c to the 5th power all quantity cubed. So this, we're going to apply the exponent to each term, okay? So 1 over 2 cubed, a to the 3 times 3, b to the 4 times 3, and c to the 5 times 3. Now, the fraction 1 over 2 is going to be equal to 1 to the 3rd power, 2 to the over 2 to the 3rd power. So that is equal to 1 over 8. Then we have a to the 9, b to the 12, c to the 15. Okay, so let's move on with number 7. Number 7 is equal to -2 to the second power, a to the 4 times 2, and b to the 6 times 2. -2 squared is just equal to 4, yeah, because it's -2 times -2, and negative times a negative is a positive. Then we have a to the 8th power and b to the 12th power. So number 8 and number 9, actually number 8 you're going to try it by yourself, and number 9 we're going to do it together. Yeah, so now we have two monomials, and the first one we have it in parentheses and we have it cubed. So let's take a look. First we got to simplify the first one, and then we have a product. We have a multiplication of monomials, so we're going to use the product rule. So we have x to the 3 times 3, y to the 3 times 3, and we're going to put this in parentheses because we have another monomial and I don't want to confuse them. Okay, so x to the 3 times 3 is x to the 9, y to the 9, and we multiply with x and y squared. So now we're going to do the product rule, which says that I have to add the exponents. So I have an invisible 1 here, so I have x to the 9 plus 1, which is 10, and y to the 9 plus 2, which is 11. So for number 10, you should try it by yourself. Okay, we're going to do 11 together, and let's see, what is that? So I have two monomials multiply, but each one of them is raised to a power. Yeah, so I have -2ab squared quantity raised to the second power multiply with 3a squared b, all quantity raised to the second power. So I have to simplify first using the powers of monomials, and then I have to use the product rule and multiply the monomials. So let's take a look. I have -2 squared a squared b to the 2 times 2, and then I have to multiply with 3 squared a to the 2 times 2 and b to the second power. So -2 squared is 4, because it's -2 times -2, a squared b to the 4th power, and we multiply with 3 squared is 9, a to the 4th power b squared. So I have to use the product rule, so 9 times 4 is 36, and then we have a to the 2 plus 4 is 6, b 4 plus 2 is 6. So 36, a to the 6th power, b to the 6th power. So you should try number 12 by yourself, and then we're going to do 13 together. So let's look at 13. So now we have an addition of monomials and combined with some multiplication too. So let's look at the first one. I have 2a squared quantity raised to the 3rd power. So this is going to be 2 cubed a to the 2 times 3. And the second one is a multiplication of monomials. So I have a to the 4th power multiply with 3a squared. So this is going to be equal to 3, because 3 times 1 is 3. Then I have a to the 4 plus 2. 2 cubed is 8. A to the 2 times 3 is 6, plus 3, and a to the 6th power. Now we're going to use the addition, yeah, and what are we going to do? We have the same variable with same exponent, so we're just going to combine the coefficients. So 8 plus 3 is 11, and we keep the variable with the same exponent. This concludes our lesson. Try the rest of the exercises by yourself, and if any questions, leave comments in the comment section. Thank you.